We now have floor candidate for division director, Toastmaster Ria Dash, with us. Good evening, Ria.
Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well.
Yes. Do you want to go with the opening statement or do you want to go ahead with the questions?
I want to go ahead with the questions first and then close it with my statement.
Sure. Which of the Toastmasters core values do you hold the most important and why?
The core value that I hold the most important is integrity. While excellence and respect and success is something that we learn and adapt from everybody around us, integrity is something that is very inherent to each and every one of us. And those are values that we carry forward. And for Division E, also, my motto is ethos ante omnia, which means values over everything. So I've always resonated that what we carry makes us who we are. And integrity is something that I most closely relate with.
As a division director, what actions will you take for the clubs that need support?
The first thing would be to understand what kind of support, because no two clubs are same. What works for club A might not work for club B and the other way around. So understand the pain points, come up with a strategy and do the permutation combination of what can work and what cannot work, and then delegate options accordingly, discuss with my area directors, discuss with my presidents, vice presidents, to see what can work for them. For a club that has low members, we can always recommend them to add members. But how feasible it is for them to add new members at that point of time? How many members can they add? So this can only happen when we have good brainstorming, good strategy building, and that is how we are going to come to a conclusion as to what fits best for that particular club. So customized curation of club strategy based on their pain point is how I go ahead with.
How will you ensure maximum clubs in your division become distinguished?
To ensure maximum clubs in my division become distinguished, firstly, set goals, give deadlines, give action items. And when there are goals, when there are checkpoints, humans by default, by psychology, are very attracted to milestones and checkpoints. So the more I can gamify it, the more fun I can make it for them, the more rewarding and recognition oriented I can make it for them. I believe that the faster it will help me. It'll also help me to motivate them, use social media, hype them up every time they achieve a recognition, so that the more they see, the more they expect and the more they contribute. So that's how I'm going to make sure that we have deadlines, we have realistic deadlines, and we are going to achieve it with proper planning and strategy.
Right. How will you identify and nurture future leaders within your division?
That has to happen with the very onset of when and as I take up my role. It's very important to identify successors, and that can be identified with me observing their proactiveness and me seeing the drive in them. Once me and my team identify people, we start grooming them, we start making them have an equal seat at the table when we take important decisions. We brainstorm, we give them open forum, each and every one of them, to make sure that every voice is heard and everybody is valued and respected on the table, which brings me back to the integrity part that we talked about. So once we do that, once we have everybody on board, once we have ideas on board, we give them faith and we give them trust that we believe in your decision making. And once that happens, they open up more, they talk more, and we get more ideas, we get more leaders. There'll be training modules, obviously. I'll have both speaker oriented and leader oriented training modules periodically so that we can make it happen. But ideally, from a value perspective, everybody has an equal seat at the table.
What is one challenge at the club level that leaders often ignore, and how will you approach this?
The one challenge that I see leaders often ignore is to have everybody on the same page, which is important. But what is also important subsequently is to be self aware and to be open that if you are learning, I am learning too, and we are in this together. So the moment we do that, that is how we mitigate the difference of opinion that comes into the picture. And with that, I would like to move into my pitch, which goes on to say that each and every one of us know that change is the only constant. As someone who has been doing it professionally, I feel like I would be an amazing fit to be able to do that, to be able to bring the constancy to consistency for Division E. Thank you so much.